Hello guys, welcome to Facebook Live. We are going to make the cutest fun fold card today using these silly old bear sweets. And in case you're wondering, it does fit into a envelope just fine, but it's like three-dimensional, super cute. I got this idea from Celine Kempton. So my name is Kay Cogbill. My business is Paper Made Prettier. I would love for you to like my channel on YouTube and subscribe. And if you're watching on Facebook, make a comment, share it with your friends, and spread the love. I go live every Wednesday at 1 Central with a cute project, and I go live some other times as well. You definitely want to be watching next week because we're having card class. So stay tuned and I'll show you what cute cards we're going to be making at card class next week. And don't forget, definitely stay to the end because I've got a swap show of all the things that we made this weekend at my team meeting. All right, so today we're going to be using this sweet called Silly Old Bear. Now this came out in May, so it's not new. But I think this is one of the first times that the entire suite has been available. And I want to bring it to your attention because it's $130, which was above the price point for the starter kit until the starter kit system changed. So you're going to get these two bundles, the embossing folder and this silly old bear paper with your suite. All right. So that's what I would recommend. If you have not gotten a starter kit before, then just get that on your starter kit plus more. If you already have the silly old bear suite, then I would go for the hot foil system. So we'll talk about that in a while, in a minute, and I'll show you some things that I've made with that as well. So we are going to use the Sweet Old Friends dies. They do coordinate with the silly Sweet Old Friends stamp set, which is adorable. I'm going to cut the animals directly from the designer paper, and then I'm also going to use the Sweet Words and Labels stamp set and dies. So these are all in the same suite. Now I've got all the dimensions here, so you can jot those down. But we are going to start with a piece of cardstock that's 8.5 by 4 1/4. And you are going to score that on both sides. And so you're going to come here and you're going to score it at, and I've already scored it, so I'm just showing you. You're going to score it at, find my notes here. 1 1/4 and 2.5. So 1 1/4 and then 2.5. And then you're going to flip it around and score it at 1 1/4 and 2.5. Okay, easy peasy. All right, you've got your card base. And it's going to fold in what I would consider kind of an accordion style. So it's going to fold like this and then like this. This is where it's kind of useful to have a bone folder, some sort of folding tool to get that really nice and burnished. Okay, so you've got your card base, all right? And then you're going to need a lot of other pieces cut out. So I've got a connector piece that is 5.5 by 1 1/4. Then I've got 4 strips of designer paper that are 4 by 1. It's going to be for your panels. 1, 2, 3, 4. I might need to trim one of those down. I think I stole one of my pieces for something else. And then this piece is for your connector piece, and that is 1 by 5 1/4. Okay. And then I've cut an oval out with the Sweet Words and Labels stamp set, or actually with the Sweet Words and Labels dies. And so these two dies in here nest perfectly. One is stitched and one is not. And so I've got one in Golden Glow and one in Very Vanilla. I see that I cut right across that score line there, but we're just going to ignore that. All right. And, oh, there's my piece that I was missing. And the last thing you're going to need is, I cut a piece of scenery out from the Sweet Old Friends paper, and it is 2 3/4 by 4. Now let me show you. Oh, and then finally on the back, you're going to need 2 3/4 by 4, and then a 1/2 by 2 3/4. So this is where you would write on this card, okay? Because you can't write on the front of it. Let me show you this adorable paper. It is everything, and I mean, I don't even know where to start. When this first came out, we were like, it's like an embarrassment of riches, because we have this scene that has all of the precious little pieces that you can cut out with the dies. So you can see we have, well, this one cuts out Piglet, which I've got Piglet. Oh, here's Piglet. And we've got Pooh with his little honey pot. We've got Pooh sitting down. And then we've got Eeyore. I suspect I haven't gone into this Oh, Tigger. So you can see these dies coordinate perfectly with the paper as well as the stamp set. I'm sure they coordinate with Kanga. And then this one looks like the rabbit. It's just, the coordination is nuts on this set. More than I've ever seen. I mean, Stampin' Up's top thing is coordination, but this one is just like ridiculously coordinated. Hello, Judy. Now, the next thing I'll show you is this piece that you can cut out all these wonderful slots with, and then this piece cuts out these slots, so you don't even have to do any stamping or die cutting or anything, and you've got precious cards, okay? And that's one thing that we're going to do in card class next week. Then you've got some other patterns. You've got these sweet little back patterns that are dreamy, and then this scenery with a little 100-acre wood. So I call this a suite that sells itself, but since we haven't used it yet, we have to use it. We haven't used it on a class yet because it was always out of stock. All right, so now we have all our pieces, and we are going to start with the middle and just add our scenery here. And then we're gonna add on the 4x1 inch strips of designer paper for just prettiness. And just, I love this particular page of the paper. I don't know, I'm just intrigued by the early espresso and the golden glow there together. So that's kind of the piece of our card and the base. And then we're going to take this connector piece and attach this designer paper to it just for cosmetic purposes. And then this little sweetheart is, so the way that you attach this is we're going to remember, you're only going to attach it here and here. Okay, no glue here, no glue here, no glue here. So the easiest way is to kind of shut down one of the sides. Doesn't matter which. We're going to shut down this one. And we're going to put our adhesive right here. We're going to put it right here. And then we're going to stick this down. We're going to stick that down. Okay. And then that forms our card. All right, super cute. And you can peek and see that little scene in the back. Adorable. All right, get these pieces out of the way. I'm gonna go ahead and slap this piece on the back. You do want to be able to write on this card, so this is the piece that's going on the back for your writing enjoyment. Okay, so that's that. I put a little 1/2 inch strip there for cuteness. All right, now we're gonna do our stamping, and we are going to use the Sweet Words and Labels stamp set. There's so many cute sentiments, but my favorite here is the best kind of days are the days spent together. We first used this stamp set at my retreat, and we were just playing around with it. We had just gotten it. And it was the best stamp set for a retreat, because it is true. The best kinds of days are the days that we spend together crafting. So that's going to go smack in the middle with Early Espresso. And I put it up on this one, and I wanted it in the middle. Just thought that would be cuter. And then I've already die cut a couple of my little friends. So I showed you how these die cuts coordinate with the paper, but I already did that in the interest of time. So we're going to layer these together. They layer together nicely. And then we're going to pop some dimensionals on our critters here. We have Eeyore and Pooh. They're best friends, of course. They do balance each other out. Every Pooh needs an Eeyore. Every Eeyore definitely needs a Pooh. We all need each other, right? So we're going to stick those on. Now, you don't want Winnie the Pooh to hang off too much, because you want him to stay within the boundaries of the card. But Eeyore can hang off the edge a little. And then the other important thing is you're going to want to only adhere it here and here. So we're going to put the adhesive here and here. You don't want any other adhesive, because the rest are moving parts, okay? So we're going to stick it here and here. Adorable. Now, there are no official embellishments with this suite, but you're going to use the in color butterflies for sure, because when friends get together, butterflies are necessary, right? So this butterfly is flying right out of Pooh's honey pot. All right, so adorable, easy. You can see how quickly that card comes together. You could make a ton of these in a flash, change out the paper. And I'll tell you, like I said, I got this idea from Celine Kempton, and this is a direct case of a card that we're going to make at card class next week. It is a different version of this using that Barely Blush card, designer paper and cardstock. And then you can see it can go this way or that way. So make sure and get yourself into card class next week. The other two cards we're making, now this one tickled me to no end. I am dying at how cute this is. Would this not be the most precious baby card, or just get well card? Everyone loves Winnie the Pooh. And then I've been dying to use this stamp set as a feel better soon. So these are the cards we're making in card class next week. So make sure and either sign up to come to class, which is at my house at 6:30 on Tuesday, or when you order $50 or more from me, you can get that class to go shipped to your house. So there's multiple options for you to participate in the card class. Now, I told you about the best way. Oh, thanks, Judy. The best way to get the whole Silly Old Bear suite is on a starter kit. So this is $130. It doesn't matter if it goes over $125 anymore, because the new starter kit has no limits. You get a coupon for $125 for $99. You can go pop it in and get what you want. So no more Price is Right with your starter kit. If you've already got the Silly Old Bear suite, I recommend the Metallic Magic suite. We made this last week on Facebook Live, so make sure and rewind and watch that if you missed it. This is the most stunning card I've ever seen. It's so simple yet so gorgeous. And then I've made some other cards for my Stamp Technique Club that we had. Actually, we made all three of these in Stamp Technique Club this weekend. Now, when you get a starter kit and you choose these bukus of items for nothing, then you get to be on my team. And one of the perks of being on my team is that you get to participate in all of our fun things. So one of the most fun things we do is every month we gather for a meeting, either live or on Zoom, and we make cute projects. So this class costs $10 for local and $15 shipped. So we made this cute Christmas in July class. We had these cards, that tag that I showed you, super cute. Not to mention the fun relationships that we have, the laughs, the tears that we share with each other over everything. But you would love to be on my team. It's one of the best places to be. The other thing, one of the other things that's fantastic about my team is our swapping. So this swap, I will go through. This is made by, now I only have half of my swaps to show because there were so many people that participated this month that we split into 2 groups. So not to leave anyone out, these are just the people that were in my group. This is from Patience Holtz with the Olive Flutter bundle. We have from Susan Erickson, we have cats, cute cats. Paula Bobbitt, we have Fern and Flora. And from Miss Shawn Cranford, we have a fun fold with Nature's Symphony, so gorgeous. We have a cute new swap from Cindy Griffin. Now you'll notice the newest products are often used in our swaps. So our group is fantastic and we love to have the newest items to share. Ooh, that's a neat fold. That's from Miss Judy. And this is from Miss Sherry. We have gorgeous coloring here. She's like a professional watercolorer. And last but not least is my swap with a spooky little friend trick-or-treat card. So run, don't walk. Get your starter kit. Get your whole Sweet Friends, Silly Old Bear Suite, or get the Metallic Magic System. Some of those dies are sold out, but you need to go ahead and get the system before it sells out, because their Stampin' Up! Is telling us that it will not be replenished very easily. Don't forget to sign up for my card class next week, where you can make these sweet, adorable cards. It is the 26th at 6:30 p.m., or you can get it to go with just a $50 order from me. All right, thanks for watching, guys. Bye.